to talk about Limitless Season 1, Episode 3, The Legend of Marco Ramos. Let's talk about Brian's personal life, shall we? He confronts the nurse and asks her, "Are you trying to hurt my father?" And she says, "No, I'm a good nurse, and this is also a way for me to give you your shot." And she do not know what the senator agenda is. But the last episode, it seemed like she was kind of threatening. That's how I took it. If you do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, everything's going to be okay. The Bureau wanted him to take the pill before he went to work so he can observe things that he should know. On his way to work in the subway, he saw a cello and he was playing around with it, and then he saw his ex, the one that got away, Shauna. On the way to work, they rekindled, and she saw a fire in him, and then they changed number. They went to dinner, and she wasn't gonna be able to stay in the city if her apartment got sold. So again, Brian on NZT saved the day, made her building a historic landmark, which it could not be sold or taken down or anything. They started trying to rekindle what they had, and he was in the bar waiting on her, and a guy named Sands came, and basically he's his new boss, and he threatens him because of Shauna. So he was like, oh, when anything happened to Shauna, so he broke it off because he doesn't have control of his life, which sucks because it hurt him, probably hurt her. Moving on with his personal life. The new case is Ray Dixon was shot in the head in a park. He used to be a forensic accountant in the FBI, and then he retired and went to this firm where basically you do research on candidates for big companies. Then they found one person, and they thought maybe he killed him. He only had a secret that he had a love child from his ex-intern. And then Brian, of course, put it together, so he wasn't the suspect. Harris looked from paper trail from Dixon and found that he had a whole storage unit of Marco Ramos. Basically, Dixon was on a task force to look for him, but they never found him. But he continued to look for him. They go, and Brian finds LeSabre, which was the assassin that killed two prosecutors that were linked to Marco Ramos. They find him. Well, first they go to the task force that was originally on the case with Dixon. They got the files. They seemed like they didn't want to give them to him. Then that's when Brian tracked the guy down. They bring him in. He couldn't have been the shooter because his trigger finger hand was cut off, so he couldn't have shot him. Bart put it together that a company that paid LeSabre was the same company that paid for a condo for one of the guys, Randy Moore, which is kind of stupid, but I guess they didn't figure somebody would put that together. But if you had the files, maybe you should have took that out. Harris and Brian go to the place where they last saw Ramos, and it was 2 blocks from where Dixon was shot. So they're like, it couldn't be a coincidence. But let me back up. LeSabre said that Ramos was going to turn state's evidence so he can get a deal. But then he felt like he changed his mind because he had told him he'd give him time to get out of the country. Going back, when they were walking in the neighborhood, they saw this drawing that Dixon had on him when he died. They go in the building, and Ramos is in there dead. They killed Ramos to keep the money flowing and also not to get in trouble, because if he turned state evidence, then they would be in trouble. And then they shot Dixon like LeSabre did the prosecutors, because then it been pinned on him and they don't know who he is. They basically go on a run after Boyd and Harris go in to arrest him. Brian finds out that they were flying under another airplane to Venezuela. I was like, that was a smooth escape plan if Brian wasn't on NZT. these are the things that happened in this episode. Subscribe to this channel. Let me know what you think. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And I will see you next week.